Hello, hello there. As the sun rises on this base, we can see that it isn't all that good. Now, ignoring things like the roof, which will not be covered in this video, we're going to be going over 5 things that can improve your base, because you're going to probably be viewing it from this angle. So you're not going to have to worry about all the stuff up there. I hope. So let's go. Anyway, number 1, you're going to want to section off your area. To do this, you're just going to count a few blocks away from your main base, and the base of your base. See, it's base of a base. And then just build out a fence. For what I'm using, it's going to be stone walls. And the reason for this fence is that way in survival mode, you have a barrier against mobs getting in. And in creative, it's easier to distinguish what is your base and what is the stuff that you've built from what isn't. So just having this out here now, it doesn't actually need to be even. In fact, it's perfectly okay if it isn't even. And ta-da, now we have this first little bit here. Don't forget to also section off a bit of a path, so that way it isn't just immediately into your base. Next up, we're going to take this oak fence, just place it all along here, 2 blocks up at the corners. And the reason for this is that way the walls don't look just completely barren, and they actually have a bit of depth. Next thing you could do is you check on like a cobblestone thing and put torches around. This bit is inspired by villages, but it also works really well for general lighting, and it, well, yes, does use a lot of torches. If you want to go with the cheaper method, you guys just place the torch down like that. Next thing that you're going to want to do is we're now going to be focusing on the house. So grab your glass panes, look up exactly 1 block, ignore the fact that there is no interior for now, and then just build in walls. And also, don't forget sections. What you really want for your base is sections. So what I did for this is I used oak logs, in order to section off the base into segments. And then you can clearly see the segments going all throughout the base. What this does is it makes it so that way it's A, easier to build because you're just repeating segments over and over again, and B, it makes it look better because, for example, if I fly over here for a second, take this house. See the roof? It's divided up into segments, and thus, because of that, it looks a bit better, as well as the ground area. It's divided up into segments. Well, you don't need to get all of your segments perfect. Just having segments that break up your base or your build into parts. These can be as simple as just pillars, or they can be as big as, say, the blue sort of roof bits on this build. And for this, it then allows for you to see it a bit better and for it to look a bit better. Anyway, we're just going to repeat this on the other side so that way it doesn't look really off. And just like that, we also got some natural light going in. And don't forget to give yourself a doorway. After this, we're just going to want to take our oak shelves or trapdoors, you can use whichever, and section them all along this side area. Don't forget to break down any extra little bits. This is going to be pretty expensive if you're in survival, but it's okay, because this isn't worried about just a reasonable base to build. This is worrying about making your base not look terrible, so that way you like your base. Because this is, as the title described, 5 tricks to help improve your base. Anyway, continuing on and just finishing this up. If I could finish this up and my game wouldn't lag to the point where it breaks. We now just gotta go in and fill this in with grass blocks or grass, and just gotta finish this up. Now, the reason that we did this is that this created a bit of a flower bed, as well as it made it so that way the base didn't go immediately up 2 blocks. It was more of a even-ish transition. And if you want extra points for style, you can go around your base and place down oak shelves again to build out another sectioning. That's a fun thing to say, sectioning. Sounds like suctioning, but it isn't, because it's sectioning it into sections. I don't know. But anyway, as you finish this up, you can then go back to your base. We can very clearly see it looks a lot better. However, something else that you can then do to improve it even further is inside your base now, which we'll go into with this bit, where you just gotta section off. It shouldn't be that tall of an area, and if you really want a tall area, then just add some stuff so that way you have a second floor. And then, ta-da, this bit, which will then allow you to have another floor up here, as well as stuff down here. And this makes it so that way the inside doesn't look completely dead, and the outside doesn't look completely dead. And if you really want, you can add out little bits to the outside of your base and a few other things with windows that I will show you now. Or you just gotta go in, break these bits down, keep your sectioning in, and just place in your windows. And then if we head outside, you can see this doesn't look the greatest, but it looks a whole lot better from when it started. To truly bring your base up to the best it can be, you can toss in some flowers in these areas. The reason I'm using poppies, because you get them from iron golems, and I just like that fact. And so you just toss in some flowers into a flower bed. And then from there, you can see this does look a lot better than when we started, because guess what? You have a wall both for defense as well as to make there be a clear border between the outside area and your base. There's a bit of a path as well as a clear way that you're supposed to go. There's a sectioning with the flower bed, the base, this bit, and then the walls. There's windows, which will be, then this makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then guess what the fifth thing is? Your interior. And for this, it's perfectly okay to not have an interior. If you'll excuse me, I'll get the 3 things that you need to have for a base. Because guess what? It is perfectly okay to have it. And yes, I am making it so that way this 2-block entrance does not fit. And so, goodbye, adios, have fun playing Minecraft and building your base. Goodbye.